Welcome to Vibrant Numerals, where we explore the vibrations of the world around us and work to apply it to our everyday life. We look at numerology, astrology, and more. I'm Elizabeth, and in our video today, we're going to talk about Three Eye Atlas and Polarization. So please make sure to like, subscribe, and share so you can get when my other videos are posted, and hit the notification bell so that you get notified when I go live. So Three Eye Atlas is this very interesting interstellar object where scientists and the general public have been going back and forth about what it is. Is it a comet? Is it an asteroid? Is it just some random object? Who knows? Who knows? Is it an alien spacecraft? Who knows? Oh, they don't like being called aliens. ET aircraft. Who knows? But I wanted to pull in and bring to your attention that whatever is happening with Three Eye Atlas out in space that we may or may not be really paying attention to is synchronistic, and it is aligned with what we are seeing here on Earth, both in how the Earth herself is behaving. So in like the earthquakes and the volcanic activity that we're seeing, but also and even more so in our social circles. So what we're seeing within our very close social circles, like family and friends groups, all the way out to countries and even the world and like political spheres and any of these social spaces. And so I want to just talk about it a little bit, just to give you some more information. So, first and foremost, if we look at the numerology of the name itself, this interstellar object is called 3I because it's the third interstellar object that we've had come into our solar system. We've had two others. I believe the first one came in the early 2000s, and then we had another one in 2017, and now this one has just recently come in earlier this summer. So I'm recording this in September 2025. But first, if we look at the numerology of the name itself, so Three Eye Atlas, when we do the numerology, we see a couple of things. So 3I actually gives us 12, that goes to a 3. Now we've been seeing a lot of this 12 energy, where this 12 energy is a change in perspective. So we've been seeing a lot of, just think about in your social spaces, where we've been seeing people changing their perspectives, their point of views, their ideas, the way that they see the world, where we've had this warring against changing perspectives and like trying not to change perspectives. Now remember that these vibrations are neutral. So when we say change perspective, that means it could be changed in any direction. So it's not necessarily changing the perspective to a better one or one that was perceived as better. It could be changing in any way. So we have first this 3I that is really drawing into this change in perspective that we've been seeing for quite a while. But then we also have this Atlas part. And when we get the numerology for this, this is 53, which takes us to an 8. And we've just come through August, the 8th month, and we had a very powerful 888 portal. This 8 energy is all about reap what you sow. And we have had some very big conversations recently, but actually all through the summer, about reaping what you sow, about karma, and about FO. And all of that is this 8 energy. This 8 energy here is really coming from the need to grow. So it's another 3 here of needing to grow so that change, real true change, that's the 5, can happen. And so we have been seeing a lot of these kinds of things and the themes of these playing out over the last few months. When we do 12 plus 53, let me find my pen here. This equals 65. And 65 is one of those numbers that adds up to an 11 that goes to 2. And this 11 is particularly about needing change. So you can see the progression here where we have a change in perspective that's bringing growth. That growth is leading to change. So it's change in perspective leading to growth, growth leading to change. And now this change can come in here so that we can get to a new place of comfort. Create a new comfort zone, a new set of realities and ideals that create a comfort zone. But in this process, what is happening, and this is primarily what I want to talk about, is we keep getting to this progression of 11 to 2, where this 11 and 2 really is the dualism that we live in this world. So dualism, which by the way is a 92, this word dualism, which is another 11 2. But we have this dualism that creates these two different sides. But what we've been seeing even more than the regular dualism that we have in our Earth space is we've been seeing a lot of polarization. So a lot of things that are happening that are drawing a line in the sand and creating two sides, but not just creating two sides, but creating these two sides that feel like they are fighting against each other, that are battling with each other. So we've been seeing this in our social spheres. We also have been seeing this with an increase of earthquakes and a volcanic activity in the earth, where these occur when the earth is trying to integrate and release energy that it's receiving. And it's like two of the tectonic plates that are rubbing against each other. There's activity, there's like a warring of sides within the earth that are creating these eruptions. And so this is happening in a lot of different places. And 3i Atlas is indeed both feeding off of this energy. So this 11-2 is adding to 3i Atlas, but it also is contributing to it. So very recently, scientists did discover that 3i Atlas is becoming more polarized. So scientifically, it's becoming more polarized. And so that's where why I am saying that it is both receiving some of that polarization from the vibrations, the energy that we're sending out from our social spaces, but it's also contributing to the polarization in our Earth space as well. We see this also in just when it was first discovered. So it was first discovered in our solar system on June 14th, 2025. When we do this, we're at 16 plus 4 plus the 2025, we get 29, which again is another 11 to 2. So again, we're getting another set of this polarization energy. So we're getting this polarization energy that's coming from everywhere. So this has to be one of the biggest lessons that we are meant to be recognizing right now, and being able to work with, where really the lesson is to recognize that there are these two extremes, this 11, there's these two extremes that are, we've been balancing between them, but now they are at war where it's making us choose. And we have to find a way to be able to get over here to this two. Now, getting to this two doesn't mean that you necessarily always just choose one side. And a lot of the times, it's finding a neutral position where you are including perspectives from both sides to create something new, to create a new perspective, a new way of doing things, a new way of seeing things. But it could also be getting rid of the things that do not serve you or serve us from both sides. And then that helps you find a neutral position and a new way of doing things. So we're seeing that 11-2 here as well. We also are seeing that this 3-eye atlas is called an interstellar object, which is behaving unusual. So that's why I think this is where we're seeing some of this unusual behavior. It is in the solar system in a way where it is potentially impacting our astrology that we're seeing. So let me see if I can get us an image to look at. Where it could potentially be changing the actual astrology that is impacting us on Earth. Okay, so we can't see that. But basically, what it's showing is that the route, so if we have the sun here in the middle, we have the sun here in the middle of our solar system, and we have here's our Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars. Okay, that's all we're going to do for right now. The pathway that 3-eye atlas is taking is kind of going like this, where it's getting very close to where Mars is. So currently, it is positioned in very close to the Libra constellation. And so Libra is all about partnerships and we. Its opposite is Aries, which is all about I am. So very focused on the individual versus the group. So having 3-eye atlas in this Libra space is also enhancing that partnership, that how do we find a way for partnership. Libra is also representative of fairness and justice. So we see a lot happening in this justice space. And it could very much be that 3-eye atlas is catalyzing this energy in our space. In October, let me find a different color. So in October, 3-eye atlas is going to create some it's going to be help create some planetary geometry that will also be highly impactful for us. And so we just need to know that it is there, that it's changing some of the vibrations of the astrology that we are seeing and that we are experiencing. And one of the things that it could be highlighting for us is this polarization. It is this separation of sides. It's the we, the versus the I, and these two sides battling against each other in our social spheres, in our earth plane, and it's also disrupting that astrological vibrations. So we are probably in for some interesting things. It's coming close to Mars in October, with, of course, these planetary geometries. So we hopefully will not see a lot of polarization around war, but Mars is the planet of war, so we could see that. And then it's going to get very close to Jupiter as well. And when it gets closer to Jupiter, I believe that's closer to November. Um, we could potentially see an exasperation of some of these polarization energies. So I just wanted to bring this information to you so that you were aware and that we can understand what are some of the vibrations that we're feeling on top of all of this crazy vibrations in this year and especially in September. So hopefully this video was helpful. Please make sure to post your comments, your questions, anything that you have and want to share on this video. And please make sure to like, subscribe, and share, and hit a notification bell so we can continue this conversation. Thank you. Bye.